Okay, who knows what a growth plan is?
Is it something that it's your plan for mastering something throughout the course of the year? You maybe put down books you plan to read, courses you plan to take, something like that.
Where are you going now?
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Um, it is essentially an intentional calendar around what you intend to accomplish, right? How do you intend to grow, right? Another way of saying it is, what do you intend to learn, right? Or what do you intend to read or listen to? What do you intend to teach, right? What do you plan to attend, right? Some of these concepts. So, for example, I've had a bunch of kind of iterations of my growth plan over the years. The one that I like the most right now has the following items. Okay, it basically says the following. I'm going to learn. I'll show you mine in just a second. Learn, read, teach, and attend. So each month you basically have something that kind of looks like this. And I'll be honest, mine is a bit of a work in progress. Like all of us, I set it, and sometimes I'm very good at tending to it, and sometimes I'm not as good as tending to it. I'm sharing my 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 struggles as well. Okay, and let me show you this. Okay, can you guys see this? It's very simple, actually. So it's got each of the months, and it's got something that says, I'm going to learn, I'm going to read or listen, I'm going to teach, and I'm going to attend. So if I were to learn something, read something, teach something, and attend something that's going to help me grow every single month, I think I'm going to have some growth. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Okay. So here's just some examples. Learn, I'm in MAPS coaching. So not only, I mean, it would be, if I could be pretty candid with you, I think it would be pretty ridiculous if I were preaching coaching all the time, yet I wasn't in coaching, right? So you guys know I work with Aubrey every week. I also work with Robert Doyle, who's the director of career development every week. And then I have a MAPS coach, Deb Jolly, who I speak to every week, right? And of course, I speak to people like Andy and, Robin and these kind of people as well. So I'm definitely a believer in coaching. Okay. So that is a commitment that I have made so that I'm constantly learning. Okay. I'm also a big reader. Many of you guys know that. I'm pretty much always got something that I'm staring at. So I wrote down a bunch of books that I would like to read. Now, I'll give you an example of a step that I should take that I have not yet taken, which is just go buy the damn books. Okay. Okay. If I've got a stack of books at my home, I'm a lot more likely to pick them up than if I have it written down on a sheet of paper and I haven't bought them and they haven't arrived yet and I haven't decided when I'm going to read them or any of that kind of thing. So I actually think I'm going to, for how many people were on the earlier call? So we had 3 people, Markia, Heather, and Miranelli, that were on the earlier call. And I said, I encouraged everybody to identify one thing, one, not two, one, okay, that's been on your list for a long time, a project that needs to get done, a call you need to make, adding people to the database, and your stack is getting bigger and bigger. Whatever it is, pick one thing and do it before the end of this month. Just get it done. Quit pushing it off. Okay. We're going to teach your mind how to identify something that needs to happen and just get it done. Okay. Your brain, every day you pass something up that you know needs to get done, you're teaching your brain that your goals are not necessarily meant to be accomplished. They're just meant to be stated. Is that fair? So I'm going to go buy all these damn books today. Okay. Because not owning them is not serving me. Can't read the damn thing if I don't own it. Is that fair? Does anyone think that's a good idea? You all alive? Everyone's on mute.
It's a good idea. Sorry, I
Yeah,
can't get
that's a
off
good
mute.
idea.
It's a good idea.
Okay, so we read. Okay, another thing is you teach. So for example, we say that if you want to get really good at something, teach it, right? So it's a little different in our world. You guys are mostly, kind of getting your sea legs and these kind of things. But ask yourself, is there anything that I can teach? Maybe you can teach your kids something or your spouse something, right? Is there anything that you believe you need to sharpen your skill on that you can adopt? And can you get intentional about doing that each and every month? Okay. And then what do you want to attend? So that's things like, family reunion or bold or coaching skills camp or, leadership clinic or profit camp or any of that kind of stuff, like any specific classes that you want to attend. If you wanted to, do Ignite again or something like that. Now there's 1,000 different ways to do a growth plan, but the idea behind a growth plan is that it's an intentionality around how am I going to make certain that the person that I am, that I bring to my family every day, and the person that I am that I bring to business every day on August 1st is more impressive than the person that showed up on July 1st. Is that fair? So it could be anything, guys. It could be, I'm going to learn, a new Spanish word every day. It could be, I'm going to watch a 5-minute video on command every day. I'm going to say my listing presentation every single day, right? It could be, I'm going to practice my scripts for 15 minutes a day. It's one thing that you're committed to doing. It's not necessarily one thing, but it's a series of things, if you choose that to be the case, that you're committed to doing in the month of fill in the blank so that something else can be accomplished. When you look at this, what do you see? Do you see, what are you feeling? Does this kind of intimidate you? Is this like a simple way of looking at something that you've kind of understood was important, just didn't have a model for it? What are your reactions to seeing something like this?
I think it's only kind of maybe scary because you hold yourself accountable. But outside of that, I think it's something that's simple, but simple and measurable that, like I say, you just hold yourself accountable and make sure that you do it.
That's right. Like, this is stuff that, this should be reviewed every month, right? So for July, I should be looking and saying, radical candor, special topic for Miriam, Shana, and Ben. Miriam, Shana is my daughter, Ben's my son. What I meant by that was I go to them and I say, hey, I'd like to learn something with you. What should we learn about this month, right? And they're like, I really want to learn about the different layers of the ocean. Okay, cool. That's what we're going to learn about. I really want to learn about cheetahs. They're 8 and 5. Who knows what they're going to want to learn, right? But is that going to help our relationship grow? You see what I'm saying? I got this subscription to, anyone ever heard of Masterclass?
Yes.
So I got a subscription to that a couple weeks ago, and it's really cool. And I've started a few different of the sessions. But maybe one of your things is I'm going to learn the master class on negotiation, or I'm going to do the master class on real estate. I'm going to do the master class on baking. I'm going to do the master class on poker. And it could be anything, you guys. But I will tell you something, if you don't have intentionality and you don't have accountability around it, it's most likely not going to happen. And I think we could all probably look back on our past and say, I Said I wanted to learn Spanish when I was a freshman in college, and it just never happened. You know why? It's because you didn't wake up every day and say, hey, learning Spanish is important to me. What's my word of the day? You see what I'm saying? Does anyone have anything they'd like to volunteer that will be going on their growth plan for the month of July?
I'll volunteer that I'm going to be learning about knock. That's going to be one of my goals. You're going to sign up for that class.
Okay, I like that. So you're going to get knock certified.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful. So we're signing up for the class. We're going to finish the class. We're going to have all of our collateral ready. We're going to understand. We're going to practice how to explain the product to consumers, right? We're going to call the rep and say, hey, I'm Michael and my intention is to use this program soon. So I just figured I'd get a hold of you and introduce myself because you'll probably be seeing a lot of me.
That's the plan.
Right? I love that. That's a great example. Somebody else want to share?
I'll share, Bill.
Okay.
I think I want to get together my reverse goal for the remainder of the year. I'm thinking I want to do it by the quarter, and just kind of brainstorm how and who I want to contact to help me with my reverse goal ideas.
That is really, really good. Good. I love that. So for example, that might actually occupy a couple of months, right? So let's say your reverse bold is going to happen in, let me just throw it out there. Let's say it's going to happen in October.
One will happen in September.
Okay, so let's say it happens in September. So there'll probably be a couple of chores that you got to do to get that organized for July, and a couple of chores that you got to get, to make sure everything is in place in August to be prepared for, to be prepared for your event in September, right? That's a great idea. Who else wants to share something?
For me, it was, as I mentioned during Bold, is to learn more about understanding the market statistics. So I'm going to take the FMLS class on the market stats, and make sure that I'm looking at the stats every morning, and also making sure that I pay attention to the monthly report and attend the quarterly overview, the quarterly class.
You guys are really impressing me. Donna, I think that's a great idea.
Thank you.
Great idea. I remember that reminds me of something that our old team leader would say, Denise. She said, you really only have to master a couple things. You just got to master the contracts and the market and talking to people. Right? It's not that hard, right? We just got to get comfortable talking to people and know what to say, right? We got to get comfortable being the market expert, and we got to know the contracts backward and forward, right? And so you ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is what's a contract, and 10 is I'm a master at contracts. Where are you? Let's just say you're a 6. Okay, how come you're a 6? What would make you a 7? Well, I'd be a 7 if I understood the contingencies better. Okay, so when is that going to happen? Today? Right now? When can we move you to a 7? And then I ask you the next month and you say, hey, I got the contingencies figured out, but I'm still a 7. Say, great, what would make you an 8? Well, I'd be an 8 if I understood, the kick-out clauses or something. Okay, great. When are we going to learn kick-out clauses? Today? Right now? Next month? I'm an 8. But I'd be a 9 if do you follow what I'm saying? It's like little by little by little, we're going to master this thing. Okay. And there's really 3 arenas we need to master: the contracts, which don't even change that much, the market, which changes every single day, and people, which change every single day. Make sense? Man, there's been some great ideas here. All right, give me another one. Who else has got something on their growth plan? We've got an agent in our group who we chat with, who wants to run something like some crazy number. It's like 2,000 miles or something like that this year. I think it's even more than that. So that's part of her growth plan. Like, I run a certain amount of miles each month, right? She's growing in her fitness acumen. Think that's growth? I do. think she's going to have more energy when she comes to work, when she shows up for her family? I think so. Ebony, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm about to put you on the spot. So get ready. What are you going to put on your growth plan for July?
So I'm finalizing my reverse bold 100. Actually, I'm going to get I did postcards
Okay.
with the businesses that I was telling you with, like, and I added one to it. So my idea is to go around, well, two ideas. One, to go around to my neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods. On one side of the card, I have like a QR code with my app, a house that sold, and how much over list price that it sold. And then on the other side of the card, it says download my app for a chance to win one of the amazing three prizes. So I'm doing a dinner for two, catered by a chef. I'm doing a breakfast at a local restaurant next to us. And then the other idea that I'm doing is a local nail shop that's next to me. So I'm hoping to generate business with that. And I'm still working on getting my business to business. Like, I'm struggling with that a little bit. Like, we're kind of, I know I'm going to go around to all the businesses, but I'm trying to come up with something good.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
So don't be so concerned about it, quote, being good, because you just want it to be natural, right? You're a caring person. You're an inquisitive person. Just go meet somebody and ask them how business is, and ask them what their challenges are, and ask them what they're excited about, and ask them what's going to happen with their business in 5 years, and ask them who their ideal client is, right? Hey, you got any new products? How have you pivoted with COVID, right? Because they're in business because they're passionate about that business, hopefully, right? So find out what they're passionate about, and then they'll take the floor. Does that make sense?
It does. And one thing that I'm doing today as well is, being that everybody is saying that there's no houses on the market, I looked up cities that have houses on the market. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be between today and tomorrow, actually. I'm going to do a preview of a house. I'm going to look up the school and kind of just do like something in front of the school. I'm going to look up something about the restaurant so they understand, like, hey, if you move here, this is what this side of town offers you. So if there's no homes, most people are working from home right now anyway. Open your parameters, because this home has exactly what it is that you want. And that's kind of my idea for the next. It's going to take, more than 2 days, but just, shining some light on the area that actually has houses available.
I think that's great, and it's really let me give you a word that's really relevant to that type of project, which is lifestyle. Okay, people move because of lifestyle. Lifestyle includes where the kids go to school, where the family gets coffee and groceries, and where they go out to eat, where they go to the park, where their kids play, where it's easy commutes to the adults' jobs, these kind of things. When somebody's wants to move, what they're saying is there needs to be a change to our lifestyle, right? So what is it like to live in Smyrna or Dunwoody or Duluth or, Roswell? Make sense? Love that. Okay, so let's get back to some intentionality around, let's say, July. So who else wants to share something that is now going to be on your growth plan for July? Thanks for sharing, Ebony. I know I put you on the spot, but you, as always, were prepared.
No problem.
What about something like a piece of technology? Hey, Facebook ads through command. I hear it's this cool thing. I hear people are getting leads for $2 a pop. I'm going to figure that thing out. And I'm going to see what I need to do to make that thing work, and how much money I got to spend, or what the best practices are, or what the text to image ratio needs to be, or what it doesn't need to be, or what time to post, or post, open houses or not open houses. I'm going to figure this thing out. Okay. So there ain't going to be anybody that knows more about this Facebook ad thing than me by the end of July. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying you certainly could. And do you think you'd be a smarter guy on August 1st than July 1st? I think so. Do you think a month is long enough to figure that thing out? I do. Go on the command page, Facebook pages, say who's figured out Facebook ads, right? Could I have 5 minutes of your time? What do I need to know? Can you share with me your most successful ad and why? Right? Go watch a video every single day on Facebook and figure out what people are saying and what's working and what's not working. Right? You think that would help your business? I think it would help your business. What's another one? Neighborhood nurture, maybe. Hey, got this thing called neighborhood nurture. People are using it successfully. I'm not currently using it. If I were to use it, my business would probably improve. And I'd have more stuff to offer my people. And most importantly, in exchange for their contact information every once in a while. So instead of getting in the habit of, dumping your business card on them and saying, hey, please call me. Hope to God you can find this business card in 6 months when you actually need me. Which, by the way, never happens, right? So how can you get their information so you can pour value at them systematically, consistently, and automatically so that they ultimately call you when they have a need or a question? So I got this thing called neighborhood nurtures. By the end of July, I'm going to be a master at neighborhood nurtures. There ain't going to be nobody that knows it better than me. Is that something you'd like to undertake? For sale by owners. By the end of the month, I'm going to figure that thing out. Expired listings, withdrawn listings, old expireds, circle prospecting, door knocking, open houses, pay-per-click, SEO, Spanish. I don't care what it is. But every single month, you guys should be getting smarter because your competition is. Does it make sense? There's I think I showed this to you guys, but I'm not positive everyone was on the call that day. There is, have you guys seen this? The comfort zone model. This is one of my favorite models of Keller Williams right now. Okay, we all find ourselves right here, right at the comfort zone. And you basically have two directions you can go. Decay or growth. There's only one of two ways you can go. If you ultimately decide to go to growth, there's two experiences that you're going to have. Okay, the first one is discomfort, right? That's when you're trying to rearrange your schedule so you can watch that neighborhood nurture video that day, right? Or that so you can spend 5 extra minutes hanging out with your kid, figuring out what's unique about them, right? It's a little unusual, right? It's a new habit that we're trying to get together. And then, interestingly enough, discomfort becomes comfort, right? Because you're smarter, you don't have to work as hard. Or your kid appreciates your time more, so they behave more. Fair? That's growth. The alternative is actually the opposite. There's two different phases you go through there. The first is comfort, because we're in the comfort zone, right? It's comfortable to be there. Not a lot of stress. Maybe there is stress, but it's not stressful enough for you to do anything about it yet. And then comfort slowly leads to discomfort, right? It's okay if I don't lead generate today. It's okay if I don't lead generate tomorrow. It's okay if I don't lead generate the next day. Oh, damn, I don't have the money for my mortgage payment this month. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to, just to make sure everyone's paying attention, is there anybody that is not interested in going towards growth here? Everyone want to go through growth, right?
That's the way
Absolutely.
I'm headed.
That's the way you're headed. Beautiful. Please understand, no matter how good at this you are, you're going to face some discomfort first. Okay. And what it's doing is it's testing you. It's testing you to make sure that you're committed to this. You follow me? And if you fail that test, you're not helping your brain. Your brain has now more proof that you're susceptible to challenges, right? We want to teach the brain you're not susceptible to challenges. You are going to conquer the challenges. Okay, what have you guys heard today so far?
We have to go through discomfort to grow, and that we should have a plan for growth to hold ourselves accountable so that we can actually reach the goals that we want to. The growth plan is like an extension of our calendar, like a higher level extension. And if you put it on there, then it exists and you can focus on it and, make progress.
Very well said. I think that's exactly right. Exactly right. And
Yeah,
you
one of
want-
the things I wrote down, Bill, was to state your goals. Just write them down. I think that's a key first step.
That's right. That's exactly right. There was a stat that they shared at the beginning of Bold. I jotted it down. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That was something to the effect of oh, you know what? I put it in the Bold chat, didn't I? Getting 1% better every day. That's what we learned last week. There was another line that said, all the little memes and stuff that we put up there. Okay, yeah. 42.1% of people were more likely to achieve their goals if they were written, and 77.6% were more likely to achieve their goals if they had accountability around it. So Michael, let's just say, for example, your goal is to figure out Facebook ads this month. Okay, write it down. And go show your wife that your intention is to learn Facebook ads this month. Say, honey, this is my intention. Here's how you can help. I want you to ask me every week, hey, what'd you learn about Facebook ads? And I know the question's coming. I want you to ask me every Sunday morning, Michael, what'd you learn about Facebook ads this week? And that question's coming, so you better be done and prepared. If you think I'm a hard coach, wait till you do it to your spouse.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah, those are some genuine expectations there, Jack.
Well, it's because you have a goal to learn how to do it so you can have some success doing it, so you can have more clients, so you don't have to work with the crappy ones, so you can have more money, so you can have more opportunities, so you can give your wife a better experience and your children a better experience. I'm not saying that they're not getting that now. I'm just saying, if you
Better would be better.
Better would be better. Right. Good way to put it. I felt like I was about to put my foot in my mouth. Right. Better would be better. Okay. Who else heard something they'd like to share today? Y'all got, I like hearing people share stuff. Come on now. All right, let's do one more share and then we'll call it a day. Somebody share something. I'll wait.
Well, I just like,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're funny. That, just seeing your plan of learn, read, teach, and attend, as part of, making that your growth plan, actually putting down something to learn, something to read, something to teach, and something to attend, because that, it is in my brain to do that, but it doesn't get done, obviously, because it's, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get to that. So like you said, buying the book or putting down the class, or, like basically, joining PC was huge. So that's definitely on there now, but now I need to add, other items as well.
Love that. Love that. If anyone would like me to review or critique or make suggestions for their growth plan, happy to do that privately. Please know, guys, whatever you want to accomplish, you got to just put some intentionality around it. A growth plan is the model for intentionality. It's just that simple. Does that make sense? All right. Y'all have an awesome day, okay? Talk to you soon.